What an incredible start for the year for hip-hop. Fans have never been more hyped about the thrills we're about to experience all year long. While Drake was busy making headlines for turning a rap beef into a courtroom drama, Joey Badass is out here playing by the old school rules, making moves the way they're meant to be done. He's embracing the true spirit of competition, and now he's come back swinging with a brand new track, Sorry Not Sorry. Now, as you all know, Joey kicked off the year by throwing some sneaky shots at Kendrick Lamar and calling out the entire West Coast rap scene, a bold move that quickly drew fiery responses from rappers affiliated with TDE, the biggest label reigning supreme right now. At this point, y'all should know that a response from TDE is a response from the king of hip-hop himself, even though it was some of TDE's lesser-known rappers who clapped back at Joey's initial diss. He didn't let it put him off from staging a comeback, and what a response it was. On Sorry Not Sorry, Joey doubles down harder, delivering sharper bars aimed directly at Kendrick and demanding a response from the West heavyweights. Unlike his previous track, The Ruler's Back, where his shots at Kendrick were more subtle, Joey is pulling no punches this time, and he even takes a few jabs at J. Cole for good measure. But before we dive into everything Joey had to say about Kendrick and Cole, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. Now, many fans were left scratching their heads over the message behind Joey's first track, The Ruler's Back. Some argued he was only calling out the West Coast as a whole rather than a direct shot at Kendrick. Well, that debate kinda ends here. With Sorry Not Sorry, Joey's making it crystal clear he's gunning for Kendrick's newly minted throne and anyone else riding the wave of the West's newly found dominance. From the visuals to every bar on this track, Joey leans heavily into his East Coast roots, channeling the iconic energy of New York's historic rap culture. He did the same on The Ruler's Back, but it's even more intense this time. One standout moment that caught a lot of attention comes early in the song when Joey delivers the line, "Might delete later, I know for sure that Joey won't." At first glance, this line might not seem like much, especially to a random listener, but for those following this beef since last year, you know it's a heavy-hitting bar with layers of meaning. It's arguably the most significant line of the year so far, and here's why. It's not just a shot at Kendrick, it's a direct dig at J. Cole. The part where he says, "might delete later," is a direct reference to J. Cole's surprise project of the same name from last year. Remember, it was on this mixtape that Cole dropped 7 Minute Drill, a supposed diss track aimed at Kendrick, but just days later, Cole publicly apologized and pulled the track from streaming platforms. Looking back at it now, we must say Cole's handling of that situation was a little bit messy, but then there was probably a lot going on behind the scenes that we aren't privy to. But Joey doesn't care about whatever reasons prompted J. Cole to apologize. It's clear he's using this bar to mock him for putting out a diss track, only to retract it and issue an apology. By saying he'd never back out of a beef, Joey sets himself apart. He's making it clear that he'd rather fight and lose than retreat and look weak as J. Cole did. This verse and the track as a whole feels more like a diss aimed at J. Cole than Kendrick, and it seems Joey made it look that way intentionally. This feels like a calculated move by Joey, signaling to Kendrick that he's here for the long haul, and unlike J. Cole, he isn't backing down, even if it means risking a loss. And what better way to emphasize this message than by mocking one of the so-called Big Three who bowed out before the fight even began. No disrespect to J. Cole, but he shouldn't be surprised if more rappers start clowning him like this. He gave them that opening the moment he apologized and backed out of his beef with Kendrick. Sure, it might have seemed like a smart move at the time, but the way everything played out left room for criticism. Now Joey is using Cole's surrender as a way to elevate and position himself as a tougher competitor for Kendrick. One thing that's clear right now is that Cole's seat at the table is under attack, and hip-hop's competitive edge is alive and well. If Cole won't fight, he's got a battle on his hands anyway. The fact that Joey is the second rapper to call out J. Cole for that apology shows that the disrespect isn't going to go away and he can't hide forever. This could be the perfect moment for Cole to reclaim his respect and silence the critics. If he steps up now, he could shut down the narrative that's been building since he bowed out of the Kendrick beef, but will he is the question. Well, that's up for anyone to guess, but J. Cole's gotta know Joey didn't take it easy with him on this Sorry Not Sorry track, especially in the latter half of the song. The part where he said, "What's beef? Beef is when a person like you can't sleep, huh?" is another brutal shot at J. Cole. Joey is clearly referencing Cole's own admission that he couldn't sleep after dropping that Kendrick diss track. Joey is saying that he is not buying Cole's claims about wanting to avoid drama. He believes Cole is just too scared of getting knocked out if he got into the ring with K-Dot. But let's pause for a second. If J. Cole couldn't sleep over one diss track, imagine what kind of nightmares Drake must be dealing with after all of his public blunders. No wonder he keeps fumbling and embarrassing himself at every turn. All in all, Joey Badass seems to be doubling down on his conviction that Kendrick had it way too easy with the beef that took him to the top. He's implying that neither Drake nor Cole were worthy challengers and that Kendrick was always destined to crush them. Another message Joey is passing on here is that if Kendrick had faced him instead, it would have been a much sterner challenge because he's a stronger and battle-ready MC compared to the other guys. Do you think Joey's got a point? Well, maybe not. One undeniable takeaway from this track is Joey's relentless push to draw a response from Kendrick, and what a way to do it. By telling K-Dot that he had it easy in challenging him outright, Joey is making a bold play. It's obvious he wants all the smoke and is eager to get in the ring with Kendrick. Now, we've got to give credit where it's due. This track is a masterclass in lyrical and creative prowess. It perfectly showcased Joey Badass's incredible talents. While there's no shortage of decent rappers out there, only a select few can truly battle rap. Joey has proven he's one of them. He's witty, imaginative, and genuinely confident in his pen game, which is a lot more than most rappers can claim. While a huge portion of Sorry Not Sorry felt like it was aimed squarely at J. Cole, the bigger picture remains the West Coast, and Joey made that crystal clear toward the end of the track. Many expected Joey to fire back directly at the disses thrown his way by artists like Ray Vaughn and Delight, but he actually took a different approach. Instead of wasting time dissecting their bars, Joey brushed them off as inconsequential, making light of what they said. To be fair, no one should have been surprised by this move. Expecting Joey to engage in a back and forth with rappers of that caliber is simply unrealistic. When you understand the art of competition and rap beef the way Joey does, it's obvious he wouldn't entertain anything Ray Vaughn or Daylight had to say. Instead, he used their attempts as extra fuel in his mission to get Kendrick into the booth. What a lot of people don't seem to understand is that using relatively unknown artists to respond to Joey was a strategic mind game and sort of a trap. But Kendrick's camp likely knew Joey was more than experienced enough to see through it. Joey knows too well that responding to Ray Vaughn or Daylight would only undermine his credibility and derail his ultimate goal, getting Kendrick to reply. Now the ball is in Kendrick's court, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this unfolds. Joey has already made his next move, so the question is, what will Kendrick do now? Joey's hunger for this competition is undeniable. He's itching for that reply from Kendrick because he knows it has the potential to reignite an East versus West rivalry we haven't seen in decades. Interestingly, Joey didn't say too much on this track. He kept it vague, clever, and laced with humor, all while delivering a sneaky yet calculated provocation. Take this standout bar as an example. Haunted by the ghost of Biggie and Pac, I'm them combined. This line is loaded with meaning and is exactly the kind of statement designed to stir the hornet's nest. Remember how Kendrick came down hard on Drake for disrespecting Pac in the rich history of the West Coast? Joey seems to have taken a page from that playbook. But unlike Drake, Joey's approach is much more mature and respectful, showcasing his tactical brilliance. If you dig deeper, you'll see this line has layers of depth. There's more to it than meets the eye. It's almost like Joey is flipping Kendrick's iconic bars from his 2013 Control, where he said, "I'm the king of New York and king of the coast. On one hand, I juggle them both." Joey's response feels like a direct challenge, his way of telling Kendrick, if you can claim to be the king of both coasts, well, I'm Biggie and Tupac combined. If you have ever doubted Joey's lyrical prowess, this track should erase all skepticism. He's proving, once again, that he's not just in the conversation, he's leading it. Sorry Not Sorry is Joey's declaration that he's not playing around this year. He's fully back in the game, hungry and determined to make a splash. His hunger and determination to make his career and impact the genre to the next level is clear as day. With the way things are shaping up, there's a strong chance he has a new project on the horizon. While this track is undeniably fire, it might not be enough to bring Kendrick to the table, especially considering the significant gap between them career-wise. Kendrick has bigger priorities right now, and though he's never one to shy away from a challenge, the timing might not be right for him. For Joey, the real test lies in his new project. He needs to ensure it surpasses expectations. His catalog already boasts incredible works, so there's no doubt he's more than capable of dropping something that will blow us away. If he can deliver, he might just position himself as Kendrick's most formidable competitor all year long. Now, while many are content with maintaining their status quo because they're scared of K-Dot, Joey stands out as the only one bold enough to challenge the undisputed champion. This could also be a pivotal moment for J. Cole. He's been catching strays lately, and the question is whether he'll continue to let it slide or step up to reclaim his respect. He's got a choice to make, and his next move could define how he's perceived in this era. Will he let the disrespect linger, or will he remind the world why he's one of the greats? Whatever he decides, he needs to act fast and decisively. The competition is back in full force, and anyone who's caught dawdling will be swept off. Joey's approach embodies what hip-hop is all about. In a time when the culture has been overshadowed by antics like Drake's ongoing courtroom drama, Joey is bringing the focus back to the music, the competition, and the craft. It's refreshing to see an artist who not only understands the game, but knows how to play it while backing it up with an undeniable talent. If J. Cole or Kendrick responds to this track, it could spark a battle between top-tier MCs, a battle rooted in the true spirit of hip-hop. Unlike Drake, who's gone from the studio to the courtroom, Joey, Kendrick, and Cole represent what the culture should be: authenticity, skill, and respect for the craft. The chances of this beef ending up in a courtroom are non-existent because these guys live and breathe hip-hop culture, unlike Drake the Pretender. Hip-hop needs more personalities like Joey. The new generation of rappers could learn a lot from him, so we'd have fewer Drakes and more Joeys and Kendricks. Back to you, hip-hop fans. What do you think about this Sorry Not Sorry track by Joey? From your own perspective, what do you imagine will happen next? We hope it's something spectacular. If you made it this far, this content must have resonated one way or another. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on fresh hip-hop updates like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.